Hello everyone, Aditya this side, and this is the fifth lecture of this lesson. And in this lecture we will discuss about transportation in animal and transportation in plant. Before starting this both topic, first we will discuss about transportation. What does transportation means? So let's discuss. Transportation. Transportation is a process where substances synthesized or absorbed in one part of the body are carried to other part of the body. Transportation is important in plant and animal as it leads to movement of nutrients, water, minerals, gases, etc. So this was about transportation. Next we will discuss about transportation in animal. In lower organisms like protozoans, sponges and coelacanth, since every cell of body is in direct contact with surrounding water and there is direct exchange of material between the cell and water, there is no need of circulatory system. But in higher and multicellular organisms, there is no direct supply of the useful material to and no removal of waste from the body cell. So there is a need of internal transport system called circulatory system. Annelids are the first metazoans to have a well-developed circulatory system containing blood, so-called blood vascular system. And we will discuss about blood vascular system of man and the component of the blood vascular system in briefly. And blood vascular system of man is formed of three components, and the components are blood, blood vessels and heart. First we will discuss about blood in briefly. So let's discuss. Blood is a red vascular fluid connective tissue. It is an opaque, somewhat sticky and viscous fluid flowing in the blood vessels. It forms about 7 to 8% of body weight, and there is about 6.8 liters of blood in a normal adult person. It is slightly alkaline in nature. pH value is 7.4. And next we will discuss about composition of blood. Human blood is formed of two components. Blood plasma, it is a fluid matrix. Blood corpuscles, formed of elements. And we will discuss first about blood plasma in briefly. It is a pale straw-colored non-living fluidy matrix of blood. It forms about 55 to 60% of blood and is formed of water 90 to 92%, in organic salt 1 to 2%, proteins 7 to 8%, and other organic compounds like glucose, amino acid, vitamins, urea, uric acid, hormones, antibodies, etc. And second is blood corpuscles. There are three types of cells which are suspended and float in plasma. Erythrocytes, red blood corpuscles. There are circular, biconcave and denucleated. These are more in number than the WBC. There are about 5 to 5.5 million per cubic mm of blood, called RBC count. Okay, each RBC is about 7.5 mm in length, bounded by an elastic and semi-permeable plasma membrane, while corpuscle lack most of cell organelles but contain large amount of red colored iron containing respiratory pigment called hemoglobin. Okay, it is an important point to remember. Okay, which has high affinity for oxygen and gives red color to the blood. Lifespan of human RBCs is of 150 to 120 days, after which these are destroyed. Okay, in liver and spleen at the rate of about 2.5 million per day. New RBC are formed at the same rate in red blood marrow of long bone, okay, process called erypopesis, such as femur and hind limb. RBC of man are short-lived because they have no nuclei. Next is leukocytes, white blood corpuscles, WBCs. These are rounded and amoeboided shaped, nucleated and non-pigmented cells. These are less in number than RBCs and are 5,000 to 10,000 per cubic mm of blood, called WBC count. Their size range is 8 to 50 mm, so are large in size than RBCs. Leukocytes are of 5 types and are divided into 2 categories. Granulocytes are of 3 types: neutrophil 62%, basophil 0.5 to 2%, and acidophils 2 to 4%. And second is agranulocytes are of 2 types: monocytes 5.3% and lymphocytes 30%. And in last we will discuss about blood platelets. Okay, these are smallest size 2 to 3 mm, oval shaped and colorless non-nucleated cytoplasmic fragment of special cell formed in the bone marrow. Each has mass of basophils, granules at the center, giving the appearance of nucleus. So this was about blood. Next we will discuss about function of blood. Blood is commonly called river of life because it performs a number of functions essential for survival of an organism. And then function of plasma. It helps in temperature regulation called hemothermy by transporting heat from muscle to other organ of body. Bicarbonate and protein of blood plasma act as acid-base buffer. And third is prothrombin and fibrinogen plasma protein help in blood clotting at injuries. And next, function of RBCs. Hemoglobin transport about 97 to 99% of oxygen from the lungs to body tissue, called oxyhemoglobin. Second, hemoglobin also transport about 23% of carbon dioxide from the body tissue to the lung as carbaminohemoglobin. And next, function of WBCs. Neutrophils act as soldiers guarding the body. They eat up invading microbes by phagocytosis. Basophils secrete heparin, which prevent coagulating of blood in the blood vessels. And next we will discuss about function of blood platelets. At injury, these release an enzyme thromboplastin which causes coagulation of blood clot formation to prevent excessive bleeding. So the platelets ensure a system of repair of injured blood vessels to minimize the loss of blood and reduced blood pressure and blood supply to the body organs. So this was about functions. Next we will discuss about blood vessels. Okay, these are a hollow tube through which blood flow to reach all the tissues. These are of 3 types: arteries, veins, capillaries. Okay, first we will discuss about arteries in briefly. These are thick-walled and deep-seated blood vessels which generally carry the oxygenated blood away from the heart to various body parts. These are more elastic and more contractile than the veins but have narrow lumen. These have no valves in them. Blood flow at high pressure with a jerk and faster in them. Next we will discuss about veins. These are thin-walled and superficially located blood vessels which generally carry deoxygenated blood from the body part to the heart. These are less elastic and less contractile than the arteries but have a wide lumen and are with valves to prevent the backflow of blood. Blood flow at low pressure smoothly and at low speed in them. Next we will discuss about capillaries. These are thinnest blood vessels inside the body organ and connect the branches of arteries and veins. Each blood capillaries is lined by a single layer of flat cell called endothelium, which allow the exchange of material like nutrient, respiratory gases, waste product, hormones, etc. between the blood and body cell. Through the tissue flow, example passage of nutrient and oxygen from blood into the body cells, and passage of nitrogenous waste and carbon dioxide from the body cells into the blood. Okay, I hope it is clear to everyone.